Tony Banks, the often overlooked mastermind behind Genesis, stands as a figure of quiet brilliance in a band known for grand performances and theatrical flair. While his bandmates, Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, and Mike Rutherford, frequently drew the spotlight with their dynamic stage presence and bold personalities, Banks remained behind the scenes, focused at his keyboard, composing some of the band's most intricate and emotionally profound works. From the early progressive rock days to the height of Genesis's commercial success, Banks was the core creative force, responsible for masterpieces like Firth the Fifth, The Cinema Show, and Ripples. Yet despite his profound influence on the band's sound and identity, he rarely received the same recognition or acclaim as his peers. Known for his reserved, often distant demeanor in interviews, Banks didn't crave fame, but his quiet nature masked years of frustration over being overlooked by the media and even some fans. He candidly expressed in interviews his feeling of being underappreciated, watching as the public fixated on the more visible contributions of Collins or Gabriel, while his own visionary compositions quietly shaped the band's legacy. When Genesis hit their peak, Banks attempted a solo career with several albums, A Curious Feeling, The Fugitive, and Still, that showcased his introspective and classically influenced style. Yet these works were largely dismissed by critics and ignored by mainstream audiences. His solo efforts, rich in emotion and musical depth, failed to resonate commercially, leaving Banks with a lingering sense of disappointment. He once admitted that if not for his Genesis connection, his solo music would likely have gone unnoticed altogether. This sense of invisibility outside the band took a personal toll, intensifying his struggle with self-worth as an artist. Beyond the commercials, failures, Banks wrestled with a deeper question of legacy. Despite being a primary architect of Genesis's sound, he feared he'd be remembered as just the keyboard guy, rather than the complex and pioneering composer he truly was. His deep appreciation for classical music and his willingness to experiment within the pop rock framework were foundational to Genesis's unique identity, yet his contributions were often lost in the shadows cast by more charismatic frontmen. Even at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, his modest speech contrasted sharply with the acclaim often given to his bandmates. The troubling truth about Tony Banks isn't rooted in scandal or controversy, but in the tragic under-recognition of a man whose creative fingerprints are all over some of rock's most enduring music. His is a story not of failure, but of quiet genius, of a man who built brilliance in the background while longing, just a little, to be seen for what he truly was. Tony Banks may not have sought the limelight, but he certainly earned it. His journey is a poignant reminder that not all heroes of music stand center stage. Some are seated behind a keyboard, shaping magic in silence.